What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Natsume Yuujinchou Season 6, this time with Episode 8, reaching towards the end of the season now. It was a really good episode which I watched yesterday. We've seen a lot of Reiko backstory, which you guys know I absolutely love to see, and pretty much a whole episode dedicated to that was very much appreciated. Yeah, I love the yokai as usual, love the little shobu. I'm not really sure what that directly translates to, but the little challenge that the challenges that she sets to these yokai I thought was really fun last time. Loved the wedding sequence at the end as well, but can't again, I only watched it yesterday, I can't even remember what we got for today. Do let me know what you guys think of this one though down in the comments. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys would like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. I'm not sure if that's a stork, but there's a animal with a rather large beak there, kind of pelican looking, but without the humongous beak, just a long beak. I'm not sure what bird it's called, so if anyone can help me out, I'd appreciate that. But again, I'm not sure if it's a stork. It kind of looks like a stork, but I literally just finished watching a video of somewhere in America there being storks on the electric poles, the wires, and its house unfortunately getting watered down by the fire and by the firemen. They did build a new one though, which was nice. But I don't think we have them. I've never seen one in the UK. I'm not sure if we have them in the UK. I've always thought they're nice looking creatures though. Look nicer looking than pelicans. Pelicans are cheesy little guys. They are. They always trying. I just always remember videos of them just trying to eat humans and giant objects, trying with their big old mouth, or just like absolutely failing. It's hilarious. Oh, I remember now. It kind of looked like a bit of a teenage love story or something. Preview that is. I don't know what sophomore means. He said Ninen, so second year, I assume. That's one of the ones where you can tell this is definitely an American translator. It's very easy to tell whether it's American or English most of the time. I'm always like, well, that's a very British thing for them to say. Like that. That said sophomore. Like I said, I'm pretty sure he said second year. So yeah, I guess sophomore is your second year of high school or something. I've always heard that term, sophomore year and stuff like that, but again, I've never really known what it actually means. He has main character vibes, doesn't he, this guy? It's like he's the main character of, like I said, like a romance anime. I'm also already kind of wondering if he's actually human. Yeah, yeah. I thought that might be the case. I mean, what do you mean it's a little dense? How are you meant to tell? I just kind of had a feeling because we've seen that happen a few times. Like, oh, he's actually a yoga. So there was always a little bit of suspicion. If there's not a scene with another human being recognizing them, which we haven't had till then. Okay. So she's not a yokai. Exactly what you just called it, though. Are they? White raccoon dogs. I think there is, again, just judging from the game, like Okami. I think there is something like special about like albino slash white versions of animals, right? Something like holy about them or something. Again, I'm probably just talking nonsense, but I feel like that is a thing. Nice landing. Yeah, I assume from what Nyanko said that he's like a crow kind of yokai. I think birds are always quite beautiful creatures. I mentioned them in the intro, guys, because something kind of beautiful about the fact that you can't really kind of touch them or get close to them or anything. Something like deer and stuff, I think. I mean, I say that there's like Nara Park in Japan, which is like totally against what I just said, but some of the most beautiful creatures are the ones that you can't get near, or the ones that fly or run from you if you try to, and just got to observe their beauty from afar. Although I've mentioned this before as well, it's quite crazy. Sorry, I just want to pause so I don't miss anything. It's quite crazy the different perception of crows. I think someone did let me know in the. I don't remember it all, so apologies. But someone did let me know like the whole difference between the Japanese view of crows and what they mean, and then there's the view I have, and which I think many people have with like classic movies like Hitchcock's movies and such, and crows just being quite an ominous, scary presence and a marker for death usually in the media have usually consumed. Whereas in Japan, apparently they're good luck and they're actually like a positive thing. It's quite funny how things kind of work out totally opposite like that, isn't it? For something like so, you could say meaningless. Like crows, they don't really have a meaning. They are just crows. The crows are crows, but we give meaning to things like that, and it's quite funny how it worked out that they give the positive meaning to it, and we gave the kind of negative meaning or thought to them. It's quite interesting to think about stuff like that. Again, in essence, crows don't mean a damn thing, other than there's probably like worms nearby or something. But yeah, I think it's always a thing of them being a presence of death for me and for where we come from is because there would be people like put up in the I can't remember what they were called exactly, but they'd be like hanging up in the streets and they'd have the crows pick them to death, and it was a horrible way to die. That was like a punishment for criminals. They'd hang them up in the streets in like a cage and just wait till they got so weak that the crows would be able to pick their eyes out and pick them to death. And you'd usually have a bunch of crows wherever dead people were. I'm obviously assuming that didn't happen in Japan. I do agree. So she sent him a congratulations. Oh shit, is that her wedding? Oh crap. I think, yeah, it's inevitably one of those things where time has passed. A lot of time has passed. Abandoned house. Oh. Oh. Jesus. Fucking hell. That is commitment right there. Like, to see that you've already put that many letters in and to keep putting them in is commitment. This will be the end. And Kaora is probably a pretty common name in Japan, right? That looks like her. Maybe that's her daughter. I feel like their hair slightly different shade. So that is her? She's really getting married? What the hell? Getting married early in life, isn't she? Isn't wrong per se, but I mean, I know you're technically an adult when you're like 18, but I feel like from my experience, you're not. Ah, so she's not getting married? It's just bullshit. A trap. She never take candy from strangers, even if they're a little girl. That's another thing I'm quite interested in. I'm always quite interested when I hear the fact that some certain snakes prey on birds. But how do you prey on birds? It'd be pretty impressive. I'd be pretty impressed seeing a snake catch a bird. Clearly, it must happen, but there must be some next level stealth from the snake side of things. The toy wings. So he kind of is a bit like a Tengu then. Oof. Damn. Scratches. That's what you. Yeah, I had an older sister. That's what you got to worry when you fight with your sister or something. You got to worry about the scratches, hair pulling. Women have some horrible tactics. Unfortunately, your eventually is a very long time. Well, it kind of sucks. It's that classic thing of that every time, almost every movie that covers like immortality or living a long time, it's that thing of like, well, the massive negative is that you lose everybody you love, you lose everybody you care about, all your friends, all your family will die in the span of that life, and then you have to carry on after that. It's probably something similar here in regards to like he. I mean, so it's pretty weird anyway having a relationship between a human and a yokai. We've seen it before, but it's always kind of had to end, and I'm not sure it's like a possible thing. I'm not sure what there is like against them living their whole lives together on like a physical interaction basis. I'm interested to see what would happen in that regard. I got absolutely no clue, but like I said, I don't think there's anything actually stopping a yokai spending a whole human's lifetime with them. But again, I think it's one of those sad things of perhaps deep in his head. It's also like, well, your lifetime's so short. Why would you want to spend that whole lifetime with me? And it would also be sad for me to use up your whole lifetime when it's just like an insignificant like click. But it's not. It doesn't feel like that. I imagine to yokai, but it feels like a very short span of time to them. So it's like your whole life. I've got a whole life. You've got a whole life. You spend your whole life with me, yet your whole life, from my perspective, is just like a percentage. Um, yeah, I don't know. You can understand whereas Warriors again, logistics wise, I'm kind of questionable of it. Like, I personally, I don't really see anything too bad if these guys spend their lives together. I'm not sure what would be negative about it, other than the fact that he'd be depressed when he ends up passing on. But other than that, I think of anything other than also the fact that she might be seen as a crazy woman, but that isn't really any kind of negative in my opinion. For a normal person, it probably would be, but you invite your whole family to your wedding and you're just marrying what everybody sees as nobody. I feel like this is going to be a two-parter. I kind of hope it is. True, that's what I said earlier. It's never really worked out between them, has it? Shit. And burn them? That's sad. Like I said, that's a huge amount of commitment. I hope so. I hope so. Back. It's always hilarious just seeing that. Just like that's me. That it'd get absolutely destroyed by like a human being, just pummeled. Yeah, you can fight these giant monster birds. It's always just yeah, it's just really funny. That's true inner strength, I think. Not the physical kind. You are you are the group. This what's going on with this marriage. Honestly, that would have been awesome. She should have actually set up the marriage, and then just like there was no groom until he arrived. From his side. Just be the pasta for a minute. That's where just just say all the things. Get them married. So you're no longer waiting for the book of friends, what you're saying. Hey, good advice. Anchor, good advice. I think, as I said, I think he meant his. I think you already have. I think that question's already been answered, to be honest, Natsume. I think he's already met people that he will fill a tear when they pass on and say goodbye. Yeah, that was a nice little, as expected. I guess it was a bit of a romance, which was nice. Like I said, I kind of would have preferred if it was a two-parter. To be honest with you, I feel like it had space to be a two-parter, but still good. A lot of marriage this season, isn't there? It's which is an eternal contract, or what should be. It's not often turns out to be the case, but what should be like an eternal kind of contract between two people. I guess that is a bit of a theme that I've had this season, I guess, because we had that with the Natari's master slash big brother figure and his contract with his yokai. So yeah, I've just put that together. Yeah, there is a bit of a theme and kind of an eternal contract between two people slash yokai this season. What flows? And you could say that in a lesser regard to the kind of friendship Natsume's made as well. Like, had a bit of a focus on his friendships earlier on in the season as well, which were right. Another imposter Nyanka. We've seen like 3 of those at this point. But yeah, I guess you could say that not as formally as the kind of marriage we saw last episode, the false marriage that was made up this episode, and the contracts not quite as formally as this one less so. But the relationships and friendships Natsume's made are similar to those, but just like again not quite as like outwardly said and such. He has built kind of lifelong friendships, I think, here with these people, and especially with his guardians. So I think that is that I'm glad I figured out that, because that has been a really awesome theme of this season, hasn't it? But yeah, good episode today. Not my favourite, but I still think it was done really well. Like I said, I actually would have preferred if it was 2 episodes. I think there was quite a bit more to explore here with the characters. Like I would have liked to see a bit more of Kaoru, especially because we didn't get to see too much of her. So I would have maybe preferred to see a bit more of her and an extended look at her character perhaps, but I still think it was quite a well done kind of romance here. Again, fits the themes of the season really well, and there was a bit of a heartwarming ending here. But yeah, just some cool things covered here, and I do wonder if we'll see him again at some point. I do wonder, like, we've covered a lot of side characters in the show. Do you reckon we'll see any of them again? Like, at the end of season 1, we had a bit of everybody from that season we kind of came back to the festival and we saw them all. Do you reckon there'll be something like that maybe in one of the movies for Natsume, where almost all of the yokai have kind of helped kind of come back in some? I know some of them like can't, but a lot of the ones that can kind of come back, and we might see them in like a festival or something in one of the movies. I'd quite appreciate that, to be honest with you, because as I said, that ending of the first season was one of my favourite episodes, probably in all of Natsume Yuujinchou, just because it was just a culmination of everyone. Almost knocked my headphones off. But yeah, do let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date with these reactions. And I'll see you guys with episode 9.